Hey everyone, welcome to the LFGRX podcast. This is your host Trevor Hall and Andrew Towers. We're both co-founders of GoRX Fitness, and we're here to answer some questions and then some of our Reddit AMA questions. This is going to be, do we do any vetting of the affiliates to ensure individuals offering personal training have required foundation of knowledge to put together a quality program? Are there any certifications we require or recommend or anything like that?
So, we don't do like a background check as if, like looking for criminal history record, that sort of thing. But we do vet affiliates. As part of the onboarding process, a new affiliate has to submit, some information about their gym, which includes their certifications. Now, to be clear, you don't need a certification to join the platform or to affiliate if all you do is plan to offer rack time, where you're just going to rent out your space for users to come and enjoy a private workout. But we do require certification if you plan to do any personal training or group fitness training. And so the one caveat to that certification is that it has to be an accredited program. So you're thinking think programs like NASM, ACE, ESA, or even CrossFit, the CrossFit level 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are all accredited programs. So you don't need a certification to affiliate unless you decide to train. And the thing that I think we do very well is part of our affiliate program, is a pipeline that we use to help these individuals start and launch a microgym. And so in a nutshell, that's what we do to vet. We feel pretty confident that we are finding high quality people and that high quality people are coming and reaching out to us. It takes a unique individual, I think, or a special individual, motivated certainly, that wants to affiliate their gym, right? It's someone who's decided, I'm going to turn my home gym into a business. And generally speaking, people that are motivated to start a business, got the entrepreneurial spirit, are generally, what we're finding, good people, and they're wanting to impact their community. They're wanting to open up their home, make fitness more accessible to their neighbors. So we're really excited about the people we're bringing on board, and we think we're going to have quality gyms in the future as we build out this business.
Yeah, it's we definitely develop meaningful relationships with our affiliates. It's been one of the better parts of this process of building this business and everything has been meeting a lot of great people and creating a lot of really great relationships.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
The next one is there a minimum amount of space or any equipment standards required to affiliate? As far as a minimum amount of space or equipment, no, we don't have a minimum space. I think that market definitely will dictate kind of a minimum amount of space. I think you have to have enough space for somebody to be in there and move around and get a workout in. We do have a set of standards for our affiliates that requires it to be a space that is set aside, that is designated for this micro gym. These are going to be businesses that we want our affiliates to take pride in. We want to be able to take pride in the affiliates that have come on board, and so there are some standards that we have around that. Is just cleanliness, quality of equipment. It's really important to have.
Yeah, for sure. So I would add. One, you don't need like a squat rack. You don't need a barbell specifically to affiliate your gym, right? So there's probably a question about this that we'll answer, but I'll get into it now. So there are no equipment standards to affiliate, right? So you could throw a mat on the ground, maybe some mirrors, and call yourself an MMA or jujitsu BJJ microgym. That's totally cool, and you don't probably need a ton of space to do that if you're not going to have a class or a gym full of people. One of our gyms, actually our gym in Germany, affiliate gym in Germany, Black Box Microgym, is basically like a large closet. And Simon, the owner there, has been very creative in how he utilizes that space. So he gets really high quality workouts in his microgym, and it's really small comparatively to gyms that you'll see in the U.S. So, to be clear, we're not going to be ensuring that you have like a certain set of equipment. Obviously, what Trevor was saying, speaking to the quality of the equipment, the cleanliness, and all that stuff, that's important, obviously. But it's not something that we're going to police, right? So we're not going to be showing up randomly to people's houses and ensuring that they have a clean space. We're all,
let's see. Moving on to the next questions. Will you be providing tax forms, or is it on the owner to determine the forms that they will need? So is it on the affiliate to determine the forms that they will need? And then some other questions within that is, will there be a 1099 coming from GoRX? Will your company provide guidance on what is deductible, or leave it up to a CPA?
All right. Will we be providing tax forms? No. So we're not going to be providing tax forms, and yes, that is up to the owner to determine the forms they need. Right. Work with your CPA, your bookkeeper, if you have one of them, or if you use a bookkeeper to square yourself away with that. We don't provide 1099s because the way that the payment infrastructure is set up, we don't hold on to any of your money. So a transaction occurs in the app, money is immediately divvied out to both GoRX and the affiliate. So there's no holding. We don't distribute money at a certain period of time. So what we're told and what our lawyers assure us is, because this is the case, we don't have to hand out 1099s. You're all individual business owners. You're independent small business owners. And so the onus is on you. We will certainly provide resources. We're certainly here as part of your team and your support structure to ensure that you're crossing your T's, dotting your I's. And let's see, the last was, we provide guidance on what is deductible, leave it up to the CPA. So what we're always going to tell you is consult your CPA, right? But many of us have been doing this for some time, so we can share with you what we do and what we write off.
Like Andrew said, we're not CPAs or anything like that. So we always default to telling people or telling our affiliates to go and ask a CPA, go and ask your accountant. So from that standpoint, we can give some general guidance on what we've seen and what we've heard from CPAs that we've talked to. And over time, we'll develop partnerships, and we'll develop, relationships with CPAs or accounting firms or anything like that that we can point our affiliates in the direction of. But from the standpoint of anything in the beginning, we'll just continue to say the onus is on the affiliate, and it's important to research all of that stuff prior to even launching. Let's see. Next question. Let's go into, does your insurance have to be a commercial policy, or will a homeowner's insurance policy or maybe umbrella insurance cover mishaps or situations regarding your microgym business? From the standpoint of insurance, we have referred to and been in talks with different insurance companies and everything about all of the risks and insurance loopholes and whatnot that revolve around microgyms. And certainly we're not any sort of licensed insurance expert or anything like that, but we've spoken with so many that we have some good information around that standpoint. But from what we've seen, homeowners insurance will not cover anything when it comes to business activity. So if you're taking payment or anything like that for people coming into your microgym and working out or anything, then that's going to have to be covered by a commercial policy. Most homeowners insurance policies have a caveat in them written into their terms that state that business activity is not covered, and that the home is for that the homeowner's policy is for a residential, just a living space and property. So it's not going to be covered by any of those policies. Generally, umbrella policies will also not cover that. Personal umbrella policies will not cover any situation or any risk that is involved in the microgym business. And the reason for that, again, is because it's business activity, and that's almost always written into all of those policies. And so you should never, we tell affiliates they should never assume that their homeowner's policy or their umbrella policy or anything like that should will cover any of their business activity. And we always recommend that if you have a business and if you have a microgym business and you're wanting to insure it, it should be a commercial policy with, and you should work with your broker, your insurance broker, or whoever your insurance provider is, to make sure that you're getting the correct type of insurance and getting the correct coverages, because it will reduce your headache in the long run when it comes to any claims that take place or anything like that. And so we recommend a commercial policy. They're pretty affordable. At this time, what we're seeing is anywhere from $25 a month to $100 a month. And so it just depends on what state you're in, how much equipment you have, what your exposure to risk is looking like when it comes to an insurance provider or a broker, and they'll let you know what is most important to be covered.
And there's a lot that we could talk about when it comes to insurance, right? So ultimately, your goal when we're talking about insurance, your goal is to mitigate risk, and there are a number of ways to mitigate risk, and the insurance policy is there to protect you in case all of your risk mitigation efforts fail and someone gets hurt, and you find yourself in an unlikely situation where you're in a civil lawsuit or something. So how do you mitigate risk? And we can talk a little bit about this, but let's get some broad strokes stuff down. So one, you need to make sure your space is clean, that your equipment is maintained. That's like number one, that you have quality floors, that people are not going to be losing their footing if they do like a split jerk or something. You want to ensure that you're not mixing children or pets, generally speaking, into the equation here, because they introduce a whole host of variables that can increase your risk. You want to have policies in place and, like waiver forms, terms of service or conditions, that sort of thing. Possibly you're going to want cameras or some sort of video surveillance of the place. And these are all things that your insurance provider are probably going to articulate and probably say are required, right? Sometimes commercial insurance providers want to see signage up in your gym, and they're going to ask you to specifically put some certain signage up there. They might tell you need a first aid kit or a pager system. So depending on the policy and the price of that policy, they're going to come with stipulations. And these are all things that are good for you, right? So you want to take these steps to ensure that likelihood of you getting sued for someone getting injured is reduced dramatically. And so in addition to your insurance policy and helping you walk through that, what we do as a platform and as a company is we help you address those. Take a look at your situation, take a look at your gym, offer up guidance and recommendations on how you can mitigate risk. Our platform also addresses this pain point because we built in default policies. So anytime someone books a gym or books a workout at your gym, they have to agree to your terms, your local terms and service. Now, we have drafted policies, default policies that you can use, and you just swap in your name, your contact information, you press save, and you're good to go. Or you can have a lawyer write your own, right? And you can tailor it or customize it for yourself. One thing that I have brought up in podcasts previously, but I think this is a good opportunity. If there's a platform out there telling you that you're good, you're safe, like you don't need to talk to your home insurance provider, you don't need to look into this because all you're doing is listing your gym on a platform. That's the wrong answer, right? As soon as there's an exchange of money for that service, you've entered into a business transaction, and the IRS isn't the only people that give a shit about it, right? Like your local government's going to care, your home insurance is going to care, like all these different entities are going to have something to say about that. So if there's someone out there telling you that insurance is not really something you need to worry about, like that should raise red flags for you. Additionally, here's another thing. So, people, we've heard before, like, hey, this is a big barrier to entry. And of course, insurance is a big barrier to entry. And the fact that we don't offer insurance is a big barrier to entry. Like we should, like Airbnb offers insurance for their hosts, that we should do the same. In what we've seen in most cases, at least for our use case, and like this Airbnb for home gym thing, like that insurance policy is going to be in our best interest, GoRx's best interest, right? They're going to look for ways that you failed as a microgym and affiliate owner, that you failed. So our insurance policy doesn't have to cover you. Mm-hmm. Right? You want your own insurance provider. You want your own insurance company because they're looking out for you and in your best interest. Now, there's still a corporate entity, and you say what you want about, corporate companies, but ultimately, they're the ones that are in your corner. If we're providing you insurance policy, your best interests are not in mind. It would be GoRx's best interest or whatever platform.
Yep.
So if this is something you want to pursue, one, you don't have to have insurance to be on our platform. We don't require it to affiliate, but we discourage that. We discourage that decision.
Yes.
So if you're like, we're not going to say like you can't join our platform if you don't have insurance, but we're going to turn around and tell you you should get insurance to make sure your base is covered. So I think we're being a dead horse now, but those are some things I definitely wanted to add to the comment. And also, you're probably not going to get a very high insurance coverage for if you're being given it for joining a platform. You might get $500,000 or less, right? Like if you go with your own, you're getting a $2 million policy for maybe $100, potentially a lot less too. So, there's a whole lot of reasons why you want to pursue your own insurance policies.
Yep. Let's see. Have we had any failed ventures or anything like that when it comes to microgyms yet? We haven't had any failed ventures. We go into a lot of forethought and research and everything with our affiliates before they decide to launch. And so with that breadth of discovery and preparation and everything, we help our affiliates best launch and best get set up to where they're going to be able to create a sustainable business that moves forward, and we want to be a part of that success. Once you start making money through the app, that's when we'll start being able to collect our commission as well. And so we're here to,
in other words, we don't charge a subscription, so there's no monthly charge. Right. We do have a fee. It is our commission. We take a commission, 10% commission off of transactions through the app.
Yep. No subscription, no upfront cost from the standpoint of GoRx. And so, when it comes to possible failure though, anything can play a factor into that. It really depends on the amount of effort that the microgym business owner is putting into their own marketing and their own outreach for clients and everything. I think that we've seen where some people are okay with just being listed on the platform and letting organic interest come into their gym, and then we have other affiliates that are constantly reaching out to customers, constantly trying to grow their business and get people in, and so success looks completely different for one microgym business owner to another, and so. Sometimes.
And if I may jump in, I'm gonna jump on that point, right? Like success is different for me than it is for you, and failure is different for you as it is for me. So, this one is a hard. For conversation purposes, failed means they go out of business, right? So, if just for the podcast's sake, if we're talking about failed, what we're assuming is this person goes out of business, they close their business, they decide to walk away from it. We haven't had any of those yet. I'm sure there are trainers out there that have started businesses and decided not to from their home gym. There are many that have started these home training businesses that have gone on to start commercial gyms. I have a close friend who just recently did that. But there are casual users, right? They're going to be casual gym owners, affiliate owners that aren't looking to make a ton of money, and that's totally okay. Like I'm one of those guys. I'm not one of the guys that goes out and hustles to get users into my gym, to get frequent traffic. Because my success for me is breaking even. I want my microgym paying for my equipment, paying for the cost to operate my gym, right? And so it's doing that and some. I'm earning a profit. For me, that's success. Someone might decide that they want this to turn from their side hustle to their main hustle. So success is going to look different, and it's going to be defined differently. And failure will then be defined differently for them. And so one of the things that we can do and help you do if you decide to affiliate or come on board is we can help you define what success looks like for you, define what failure looks like for you. What is your exit strategy? And how long are you going to be in the game before you make that call, right? So these are things that we can work through you. It's not a one size fits all, but as failure closed business, we haven't had any of those yet, but I'm sure in the future, like, it's not going to be foolproof. We're going to have people that walk away from it that close their business. It's just going to happen. It's a fact of life. Most businesses do fail, right? But we're trying to build the mechanisms, the processes in place, and the infrastructure, the community to make sure we are all successful when we start this endeavor.
Yep. That's great. Let's see. I think we're going to do just one final question is, where do I start? How do I start this? What do I do? What do I do to get going? And Andrew, do you want to jump into that answer?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. This is the most common question. This is also one of the biggest pain points that we've discovered through our surveys that people have, is they just don't know where to start. They like the idea, they're just not really sure where to start. And so what I would say is, like, start with your significant other, your spouse, if you're married, or your partner. Get your family on board and make sure you're supporting your home. Talk to your neighbors, make sure that you're addressing their concerns. For example, I talked to my neighbors before I opened my Microgym. I asked them, like, what are the things that you'd be concerned about? And one of the things that they were most concerned about was noise early in the morning. So I bought some crash pads. I asked people that come in the morning to throw in headphones instead of turning on the speakers, if they want to listen to music. So we got them on board, and they've been super awesome. I frequently check in with them too to make sure that they're happy, that there isn't anything that's popped up that frustrates them. So then I would say you need to contact your local government. So that might be the county offices, your village offices, but basically you need to ask how they regulate or govern home occupations. Now, this varies across states and across counties and communities. There are some states that are more friendly to microgym or home occupations than others. But you need to reach out and ask them, can I start a business from home doing personal training, et cetera, right? So once you know that, once you have those answers and you get those green lights, then we recommend you talk to your home insurance provider. You ask them, like, hey, what do you think about this? You let them know that you're going to be seeking commercial insurance, or maybe that the unlikely situation, maybe they will provide insurance. So make sure you make those phone calls. And then I would say, hit us up, hit our website up, download our guide, because we've got a comprehensive step-by-step guide that lays out everything that you want to do, including forming your LLC, getting a business banking account, because you do want to separate those. Your business finances from your personal finance is going to make tax time a lot easier, et cetera. So first step, conversation with your spouse or partner, your family, your neighbors, and then your community. Once you get those green lights, you might have to reach out to your HOA, grab their bylaws. They grab the bylaws and look for the section that will talk about home businesses or home occupations. If you want, send them over our way. We'll take a look at them. We'll help you strategize how to address or approach their concerns in the format that they request, or however it makes most sense, right? This varies, so much that there is no one size fits all.
Yeah, HOAs are so different. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably a longer answer than what may be required, but those are the first considerations when you want to start a microgym, and that's assuming that you already have a home gym.
Yep. Yeah. If you don't have a home gym or anything like that, then you also have to do the upfront work of setting aside your space and getting it all kitted out with whatever equipment you want to use. So yeah, I think that's a great answer, Andrew. Thank you for that. And I don't think I have anything to add to that. We're here to help you be successful, whether you come up on the platform or not. We want you to we want the microgym concept to just continue to grow and become more and more of a common thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So appreciate you guys tuning in to today, and let us know.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's freaking go. LFG, let's get microgym businesses, and let's get the microgym concept to become the general concept of fitness access.